Hey everyone, welcome back to Mindful English. I'm Sarah, and I'm sitting here with Liam.
Hey everyone, good to be here.
Liam, have you ever completely frozen during a job interview?
I was doing some interview coaching with a brilliant software engineer last week. His resume was absolutely flawless. But when I asked him the very first, most standard question in the world, "So, tell me about yourself," he completely froze. Then he started rambling. He told me where he was born, what high school he went to, what his first part-time job was 10 years ago. He talked for 6 straight minutes, and by the end of it, we were both completely exhausted.
Oh, the chronological trap. Tell me about yourself sounds like a friendly, casual invitation to share your entire life story. But it is actually a highly strategic psychological test.
Exactly. And if you just start reciting your resume from birth, you completely lose the interviewer's attention. You sound unorganized and, frankly, a bit unprofessional.
Because the interviewer doesn't actually want to know your entire history. What they are really asking is, how does your professional story provide value to me right now?
So today, we are going to teach you the foolproof present, past, future framework. And we are going to give you 20 highly practical phrases to fill in that framework so you sound incredibly polished and native.
Let's build your perfect answer.
Let's start with phase 1, the present. The strategy here is to anchor the interviewer in who you are today. Don't start in the past. Open your mouth and confidently explain your current professional identity.
Exactly. Instead of just saying, I am a designer, you want to give a broader picture. A great phrase to use is, I have a background in visual design. It covers your education and your general experience all at once.
And if you are interviewing for an international role or working remotely, you can immediately follow that up with your location. I am currently based in Seoul.
Perfect. Now you need the vocabulary to explain what you actually do every day. Instead of saying, my job is, you use dynamic verbs. You can say, right now, I specialize in user interface design.
Or, to sound even more senior, my expertise lies in creating seamless mobile experiences.
My expertise lies in. That phrase alone instantly makes you sound like a high-level professional. It's so much more powerful than just saying, I'm good at, or I know how to do.
And if you want to explain your daily tasks without sounding like a boring list, you can use this phrase. In my current role, my day-to-day work mostly centers around collaborating with the engineering team.
That's perfect, because it's specific enough to be meaningful, but broad enough to keep the interviewer interested. You're painting a picture of your professional life without overwhelming them with details.
Exactly. So at this point, you've clearly established who you are today. You've given them your field, your location, your specialization, and what your days look like. That's your foundation.
Now, the framework smoothly transitions to phase 2, the past. The strategy here is to prove how you got those skills without reciting your entire 10-year resume. You only want to give them the highlight reel.
Right. So instead of saying, my first job was, you say, I kicked off my career in front-end development. It sounds active and energetic.
Then, to summarize a large block of time quickly, you just use a simple time frame phrase. I spent the last 3 years working at a tech startup.
And if you want to connect your previous job to your current one, you use a great transition phrase. Prior to this, I was a junior developer at XYZ company.
Now, here's where most people make a critical mistake. They start listing their job duties like they're reading a grocery list. I did this, I did that, I was in charge of this.
Right, but the most important strategy in the past section is to talk about your achievements, not your tasks. Don't say, my task was. Instead, take ownership. Use strong leadership phrases.
Say, I took charge of the company's website redesign, or I was responsible for managing a team of 5 designers.
And if you led a brand new project, you use the ultimate leadership verb. I spearheaded the launch of our new app. To spearhead means you were the absolute leader at the front. It is a fantastic resume word.
It really is. And while you are explaining these achievements, you want to highlight the skills you improved. You can say, during that time, I really honed my skills in project management. To hone means to sharpen or perfect a skill over time.
And here's something important. If you completely changed careers, you don't say, I quit my job, or I decided to try something new. You say, I eventually transitioned into product management. It sounds smooth and intentional.
It makes you sound like you had a plan, even if you didn't at the time. And that's what interviewers want to hear, that you're thoughtful and strategic about your career choices.
Exactly. And before moving to the future, the best strategy is to drop in one core strength by saying, throughout my career, I always pride myself on my ability to meet tight deadlines.
That sentence is gold because it shows self-awareness. You're not just listing facts. You're showing that you understand what makes you valuable.
So let me just recap the strategy for the past section. You're giving them how you started, where you've worked, what you achieved, what skills you developed, and what you're proud of, all in about 60 to 90 seconds.
That is a flawless past section. You showed leadership, skill building, and self-awareness without boring them with your entire work history.
Now, we hit the final stage of the framework, Phase 3, the future. The strategy here is to connect your past to the company you are interviewing for. Why are you sitting in front of them right now?
Right. You don't just say, I want this job because I need money, or even, this seems like a great opportunity. You talk about mutual value. You say, with my background, I'm confident I can bring creative solutions to the table.
Bring to the table is such a professional phrase. It means you're offering something valuable, something they need.
Then you flatter them a little bit. You explain why you chose their company. You say, when I saw this job opening, I was immediately drawn to your focus on sustainability.
And you confirm that you are a cultural fit by saying, your company's mission really aligns with my own professional values.
Aligns with is perfect because it shows you've done your research. You're not just applying to any company. You specifically chose this one because it matches what you care about.
Exactly. Then you show your enthusiasm and your ambition. You say, I am eager to contribute to your team's growth. And I feel I am truly ready to take the next step in my career.
Those two phrases together are powerful because they show you're not just looking for any job, you're looking for growth. You're ambitious, but in a way that benefits them.
And finally, you need a smooth, professional way to stop talking so the interviewer can ask questions. You don't just fade into an awkward silence. You smile and say, and ultimately, that brings me to today.
That brings me to today. It is the perfect, elegant conclusion to an introduction. It cleanly hands the conversation back to the interviewer.
It's like a bow on a present. You've wrapped up your story, and now you're ready for their questions.
If our listeners use the present, past, future method and plug in those exact 20 phrases, they will have a world-class, native-level introduction ready by tomorrow morning.
They really will. And the beautiful part is, once you have this framework, you can customize it for any interview. The structure stays the same, but you just swap in different details.
Let's make sure you remember every single phrase. We'll walk through the exact same 3 phases of your introduction,
starting with Phase 1, the present. When you first introduce yourself, you state your general experience by saying you have a background in a specific field.
And to state your current location, you say you are currently based in a city or country.
To describe your specific professional focus, you say you specialize in a specific skill, Or you can use the more advanced phrase, my expertise lies in a specific area.
And to describe your daily tasks, you say your work mostly centers around a specific activity or duty.
Then you move to phase 2, the past. To describe your very first job, you say you kicked off your career in a specific industry.
To summarize a block of time, you say you spent the last X years working at a company. To reference the job you had before your current one, you use the transition phrase, prior to this, I worked at...
When describing your past achievements, you use strong leadership verbs. You say you took charge of a project, meaning you assumed control of it. Or you say you were responsible for a task or team.
If you were the primary leader who started a major initiative, you say you spearheaded a campaign.
To explain that you improved a specific ability, you say you honed your skills in an area. To explain a career change, you say you smoothly transitioned into a new role.
And to highlight your core professional strength, you say you pride yourself on a specific trait or habit, meaning you are very proud of it.
Finally, phase 3, the future. To explain the value you offer the company, you say you want to bring something to the table.
To explain why you applied for the job, you say you were drawn to a specific aspect of the company, meaning it attracted you.
You state that their goals perfectly align with your own, meaning they match and harmonize.
You show your enthusiasm by saying you are eager to contribute or learn, meaning you have a strong, enthusiastic desire to do it.
You express your ambition by saying you are ready to take the next step in your career, meaning you are prepared for growth or a promotion.
And to gracefully end your introduction, you simply smile and say, and that brings me to today.
And if you want more expressions for professional communication and interviews, check the pinned comment below.
You stop searching for random words, and you start using the exact professional templates that native speakers use to sound polished and prepared.
So here's our challenge. Practice your answer right now in the comments.
Tell us, what field do you have a background in, and what are you eager to achieve next?
Maybe you have a background in marketing and you're eager to contribute to sustainable brands. Maybe you specialize in data analysis and you're ready to take the next step into a leadership role.
Practice using those exact phrases we taught you today. It's one thing to hear them, but it's completely different to actually use them yourself.
And if this episode helped you feel more prepared for your next interview, if it gave you a framework and the exact words you need, share it with someone who's job hunting right now.
Because the truth is, tell me about yourself isn't a casual question. It's your chance to take control of the narrative and show them exactly why you're the perfect fit.
You don't ramble through your entire life story. You strategically present your professional value in 3 clean stages: present, past, future.
And go back and check out some of our previous episodes too. We talk a lot about professional communication and how to navigate workplace situations in English.
Take care of yourselves, everyone. Good luck on your next interview.
Bye!
Bye, everyone.